Even in the darkest phases of life, you can still be the lamp and lighten up your path. Namaskar, welcome to PT Pointers, and in this video, we will cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. Now, recently, 10th century Kadamba inscription has been discovered in Goa. It is written in Kannada and Sanskrit. And friends, Kadambas of Goa were the subordinates of Chalukyas of Kalyana. Chalukyan Emperor Tailapa II appointed Kadamba Shastadeva as Mahamandaleshwara of Goa for his help in overthrowing the Rashtrakutas. Kadamba Sahasradeva conquered the city of Chandavara from Silharas in 960 AD. Later, he conquered the port of Gopaka Patana, present Goa. Gundiaya, the son of Talara Nevea, may have participated in this battle and won the port at the cost of his life, and his father may have erected this memorial stone with inscription in the temple of Mahadev of Kakoda to commemorate the heroic fight of his son. Now, recently, Maharashtra cabinet permitted old pension scheme option. Now, let's know the difference between old pension scheme and new pension scheme. So, friends, old scheme guarantees a lifelong income, and here government bears the expenditure incurred on the pension. Under the old pension scheme, a monthly payment is assured where the amount is equivalent to 50% of the last drawn salary. And now let's know about national pension scheme. So friends, it has been implemented for all government employees except armed forces joining central government on or after 1st January 2004. And most of the state governments or union territories have also notified the national pension system for their new employees. NPS is a participatory scheme where employees contribute to their pension corpus from their salaries with matching contribution from the government. The funds are invested in one of the several pension funds approved by Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority, and returns are market linked. On retirement, 60% of the corpus, which is tax-free, is withdrawn, while the remaining 40% is invested in annuities, which is taxed. Now, recently, Election Commission of India adjusted rules for allocation of symbols to unrecognized political parties, making it mandatory for them to furnish audited accounts of the last 3 financial years, expenditure statements of the last 2 elections, and signature of the authorized office bearer of the party along with the application form for symbols. And these rules would come into effect from January 11th. And friends, registered unrecognized political parties are either newly registered parties, those which have not secured enough percentage of votes in the assembly or general elections to become a state party, or those that have never contested elections after being registered. Common symbols are provided to these parties based upon an undertaking that they would put up at least 5% of the total candidates with regard to said legislative assembly election of a state. Our next headline is related to Aditya Elven, which is India's first mission to study the sun, and it is in the news because Aditya Elven would be injected into its final orbit on January 6th, which means tomorrow. Now let's know more about Aditya Elven. So friends, Aditya in Sanskrit means the sun, and Elven here refers to Lagrange point 1 of the Sun-Earth system. For common understanding, Elven is a location in space where gravitational forces of 2 celestial bodies such as Sun and Earth are in equilibrium, and this allows an object placed there to remain relatively stable with respect to both celestial bodies. Aditya Elven will stay approximately 1.5 km from Earth, and distance of Elven from the planet is approximately 1% of the Earth-Sun distance. Now recently, Jarrow Pin was found to have potent and selective activity against Acinetobacter strains of pneumonia and sepsis, including drug-resistant strains of carbapenem-resistant Acinetobacter baumannii in mice. And friends, carbapenem-resistant Acinetobacter baumannii is classified as priority 1 pathogen by the World Health Organization, and priority pathogens is a catalog of 12 families of bacteria released by WHO that pose the greatest threat to human health. In this article, we have to know about the provisions under which Enforcement Directorate issues summons, and it is in the news because recently Delhi Chief Minister refused summons by Enforcement Directorate. Now let's know more about the provisions for issue of summons. So friends, summons for interrogation are issued by ED under Section 50 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and according to it, Director of Enforcement Directorate for the purpose of investigations has the power of civil court for inspection, enforcing attendance of a person, compelling the production of record, receiving evidence on affidavits, etc. But if the person refuses to appear, the law has a provision for penalty of up to 10,000 and invocation of section 174 of the Indian Penal Code that stipulates a jail term of 1 month or a fine of rupees 500 in case of non-appearance against ED summons. Now recently Ministry of Defence signed 2 contracts for procurement of QTY 697 bogie open military wagons. Now let's know more about bogie open military wagons. So friends, they are designed by Research Design and Standard Organization and they are specialist wagons used by the Indian Army for mobilization of the army units. They are used to transport light vehicles, artillery guns, BMPs, engineering equipment, etc. from their peacetime locations to operational areas. Our next headline is related to 𝐕RERNA program, which was recently launched by Ministry of Education. It is a week-long residential program for selected students of class 9 to 12th. It is an experiential and inspirational learning program for students with the best in-class technology where heritage meets innovation, and it offers meaningful, unique and inspiring experience to all participants. Our next headline is related to ERNET, which was recently launched by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. It is India's newly developed integrated web portal for educational institutes in the country. It will offer domain registration, DNS and value-added services, and user can select from the variety of available templates for schools, colleges, universities as per their requirements and create their own website and learning management system. Our next and last headline is related to 𝐅𝐸𝐻𝐿 Purotsaahan Puruskar 2023, which is recently announced by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. It is given to corporate entities both in private and public sector, sports control boards, NGOs, including sports bodies at the state and national level who have played a visible role in the area of sports promotion and development. And do you know friends, the 6 core awards which constitute India's national sports awards are Major Dhyanchand Khel Ratna Award, Arjuna Award, Dronacharya Award, Major Dhyanchand Award, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad Trophy, which is also called Maka Trophy, and 𝐅𝐸𝐻𝐿 Purotsaahan. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.